Hey everybody, welcome to AEW or Dynamite After Dark, first ever watch along. I'm your usual host, Sandman Shane Sabunia, along with my good buddy Jeff. And we're watching Jake Roberts talk about Lance Archer, and they're showing that whole Battle Royal thing Archer did already. Yeah. And fair warning, I went to A and W, not AEW, and I was waiting an hour for my food, so I'm gonna be eating while I'm talking. Well, I would have if I hadn't had to wait so damn long for my food. And I'm watching yeah, that'll be interesting. And I'm actually watching this for the first time on like an 80-foot screen. I have a 100-foot screen never been projected onto, but it's not taking up the full screen. So I'm gonna guess it's like 90 feet. I'm probably watching it on. Onion rings. Girls, I already give you burgers. That's all you're gonna get. My dogs are staring at me, waiting for more food. Oh, good. We Sean Spears again tonight. So at least not in the damn main event. This show would be over before it began. No. Hmm. Nah. I only take videos of myself. That's kind of funny. Um. So did you see all the releases that the Evil Company did tonight? And those are the exact guys I said would not be a good fit. Yeah, but then my Miss fan had said, what about EC3 and Drake Maverick as a pair? And I said no, they just wouldn't fit. I think he'd be a much better fit in NWA than he would be in AEW. The guys that I think the people that I think would work great there would be Sarah Logan and Donna Perrazzo to boost up the women's division, and then I think Rusev. There's so much money that WWE left on the table with him that I think that Rusev coming in would be amazing. And then maybe on the outside Doc Gallows just just to add size as a big man. But I would not want to see the team of Gallows and Anderson there. Hmm. Yeah, I don't. Explain to me why you think Rusev should be. I mean, why you think EC3 should be added? Because I just don't see it. He does not bring name value amongst the main against amongst the main populace. I don't think. Yeah, but the main event tonight was going to be the world title match. So why not? So why not open up with the tournament? Hmm. Except for last week. Yeah, no, and you know what? I'm not discounting EC3's talent. He's a very talented guy. I just don't think he fits in AEW. Is my only thing. I think he fits great in NWA, and I think he'd be wonderful for him to join the MLW. I'd love to see him against Richard Holiday. Hmm. Right. No. No. I mean, I think I think he works great in NWA also against like Nick Aldis and Marty Skrull and Eli Drake. So I just really I think there's better places he fits better in my opinion. That's all. Yeah. What do you think about Sarah Logan and Donna Perrazzo? Well, it sounds like they're gonna release Charlotte or Bailey or Becky Lynch or um Shayna Baszler or Charlotte. So I mean, or it's Sasha. So I mean, it's not like they're gonna get that kind of name value anyplace really. Yeah, it's great. I love how much better shape Colt's gotten in the last year and a half or so. Remember we saw him on the NWA anniversary show and we were just kind of like he's gonna let himself go. Silas Young. Right. And I love what they're doing with him and Jake Roberts. Who Roberts is his spokesman, but he's not out there helping him out, by inside of the ring or anything. He just, he's like, this is what my guy is going to do. He's dark. He's my client. He's going to kick your ass. But he is an ass kicker, so he doesn't need anybody at ringside helping him out or you know coaching him up. He gets coached beforehand. And look how big that referee. That I mean, I guess I've always known she's kind of tall, but I mean, she's getting right in the face of Lance Archer. She isn't that out of place, really. No, look at that look. Wow. They have not been since COVID started. And that's why it bugged me so much that during like last week's main event, quote unquote main event, that they had three commercials during it. I mean, why if you're gonna have three commercials, at least do the split screen stuff. On the other hand, I am very interested now to see this new TV show, Icebreaker, or whatever it's called. Snowpiercer, that's it. Hmm. It's the Roman Reigns of TNT commercials. And actually, I never saw the movie, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing the show. I always like shows better than movies anyway. Was it Chris Evans or was it the Kirk guy? Okay. I really liked Winter Soldier. That was a good movie. It's up there for me, but it's not my favorite. My favorite ones are Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers: Infinity War. Far, far and away better. if you're going to show a fat, out of shape Thor, you've already lost me in in the movie. So yeah, yeah. People argue with me about Infinity War. I don't remember if you and I had this discussion, but they were people were like, well, now this is over. Now we have to see what happens in part two. And I was like, part two. This was this was a complete movie, start to finish. The good guy won, and we lost. Because you cannot convince me that Thanos was not the hero of Infinity War. He was a protagonist, and what he was trying to accomplish happened. He faced obstacles and overcame them all, and he saved the universe from, like you said, from his perspective. So, and Endgame changed none of that. I mean, Endgame. I mean, they went back and they brought people um, back, but they didn't bring back the ones that it was like an alternate timeline basically. Right. Gamora. Right. Exactly. Maybe he realized it was how ridiculous that was as well, and he decided not to do it. Nice choke Sam. I mean, if he was trying to do comedy things, wouldn't he be doing something with the hair of Archer, just hanging around all over the place? Yeah, I mean, and that's how he should be. Blackout time. Definitely could be. Yeah. Yep. So you think Sammy and Britt are both in jobber matches? I mean, Chelsea are both in jobber matches. Mm-hmm. What was she gonna do with that? Mm-hmm. No idea. I'm guessing he's an MMA UFC guy over on ESPN. No, nobody cares. Hmm. Not yet. Ah. I was looking this weekend because I had read before picked up DC Universe that it had like a limited selection of comics on there, right? And basically, like it has like teasers for stories, and they want you to like buy the rest of the comics in that series. Well, they have the entire Blackest Night and the entire Brightest Day series on there. So I've been so I've been reading Blackest Night right now. Why? I don't know. That's very odd. No, I've gotten a ad. I got the Batman ad. You got that chick from Shark Tank, and then a Popeyes ad, and now I've got a Bolt 24 ad. What's Big Spot anyway? But apparently they sell fake neck baskets. Oh, not it. Like State Farm is there. Mm-hmm. Well, he was the human suplex machine. He was like an ultimate. He was like the ultimate fighter of ECW, I suppose. No, me neither. I mean, he's really good at it, and he is an MMA fighter. He's what 2-0 I think now in MMA. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Girls, I have no more food. I ate my food. You're not getting any of it. I'm not going to regurgitate it back to you like a baby bird. Never heard of her. Think she has a golden triangle, Jeff? Yeah. Well, but you know there was a job we had that that was gonna be a jobber match with Hikaru Shida, and they ended up signing her last week. That Anna, what was her name? Or was that or was that 2 weeks ago? Yeah, but they ended up signing her to a contract. Yeah, Anna J. Yeah. Well, yeah, but what's the point of putting on that kind of a match with somebody like Britt Baker? I mean, it makes sense for monsters like the Exalted One or the Murder House Monster, but not for somebody like Britt. I don't think. Come on, Savannah, come up here. My dogs are trying to sniff at me and try to find any particle of food I might have left laying around. Well, yeah. Um, no, I did not know. I do not know how good a dentist Chelsea Baker is. I have no idea. Ooh. Or she'll take her for granted too much and get her, and it'll be a comeback. She can do that. She can do the thing. Oh, she is. Yep, you're right. This is just going to be a complete squash. Wow. What was that? 3 moves? Wow. She gonna stand in line at the Golden Arches. No, but she did kind of just sucker. She kind of just sucker kicked her though too. Have you ever had your knee kicked, dude? You know, it'd be nice if they had some celebrities on here talking about this match that I actually either knew about or cared about. Ron Funches has to do something to do with MMA. Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think he's like a Sirius XM guy for it. And here's Mike Goldberg. You know, yeah, but I think he is also on Sirius XM talking about MMA as well. Mike Goldberg, I don't care what you think either. Oh, Mike Goldberg works for Bellator now. I thought he doesn't work for UFC anymore, huh? Interesting. Because it wasn't for the longest time. It was him and Joe Rogan were the commentators for UFC. Right. That's weird. I know at one time WWE tried to hire Mike Goldberg to be their lead announcer. Okay. No, I don't think we got Morrow at the same time that we would have gotten Goldberg. I think that's when we got Mike Adamle. Maybe, but I still feel like that was around the same time they were trying to get Mike Goldberg was when they ended up getting Adam Lee. Right, right, right. He was with them almost since their inception. Cause they started in what 93, 94? Back when it was truly UFC. Back when the concept was wrestler versus jiu-jitsu fighter versus karate guy. What the fuck is hockey? Peptiva. Okay, why aren't you coming up, Crumb? What the fuck is the NFL? I used to I used to have I had a guy named Matt Zimmer that I played high school baseball with, and his dad's name was Don Zimmer. That was always kind of funny that he would say like his dad is the head coach of the Colorado Rockies. It's like no, no, he's not. I also know someone whose name is Mike Henry, whose dad's name is Mark Henry. Is this thing on? Okay. Oh, I guess it was 2017 that they reached out to Mike Goldberg. So it must have been like right after he broke rings with UFC. So I was totally wrong about that. Okay. I think yeah, they're now still going to go on with it. I think. I don't think so. I think they're planning on being like like some of the WrestleMania is an empty arena pay per view. The Bubbly Bunch. Yeah, I do too. Orchie just cracks me up. His current character I enjoy so much. He's such a psycho, and not like a psycho like like a violent type psycho, just like a psycho like he really seems like he's out of it. It says Bendy on it. On a is that even a stove? Compound. Yeah, but he's also letting his counter drink some of it. No. No, but at least at least we talked about last week with Hangman Page. At least they're getting him on TV still, getting him something to do. Shuged? No. Oh, yeah. I still don't understand. I still don't understand the reference, but yeah. But where'd the Pete come from? So does Popper. Just because just your boyfriend's wrestling? Yep, I get it. Where's his cards though? I love those cards so much. He does the cards like the big, yeah. Not always during commercial breaks, but usually. Who are any of those people? All right, maybe the people like Pineapple Pete that are there to have a tryout and stuff like that. They've recorded all the way through May 21st, May 20th, something like that. So I think they recorded all the way up to um, Double or Nothing. Right. I have no idea. Is this like Jose? Is he like Jose knows No Way Jose's brother or something? Or sucked? Sammy. Okay, you can lay down, Savannah. The Sex Gods. That's great. Because Jericho's a sexy beast, and yep. So does that mean we're going to be graced with the team of Billy and Austin Gunn in one of these weeks? Can I just say that Impact signed Chris Bay and AEW got this guy? What the hell? Yeah, that's too bad. That was maybe the worst delayed suplex I've ever seen. Sorry, Sammy, but it was. Yeah, because at least they had him all the way up in the air. Sammy had him like tilted half the time. Yeah, possibly. What in the world is that guy wearing for tights? $270. I'll give him 215 maybe. I really have to say that this match is not doing anything to enhance Sammy's standing. But at least she ended that quickly. I mean, Sammy's just kind of like toying with him, and he's not really getting in his great moves that we love so much. He's just kind of dominating a guy that we've never seen before, which really is not doing much for him. Yeah. And I was just kind of strutting around the ring, which isn't doing much either. Okay, bored now. No, me either. I think that's right. I think he's about the same age as MJF. Oh yeah, MJF's like 24, isn't he? Is he 26? Okay. Yeah, that match did not do anything for Sammy in my mind. And now he's doing the feast your eyes as his finisher. Hmm. This does not work at all for me. I know mine froze. Okay, there we go. Okay. I don't know. The sex god always ends up on top is what I'm laughing at. No. Nobody cares about you either, Big John McCarthy. Sorry. John McCarthy? Oh, you're still talking about Sammy. Okay. Get down, Savannah. Oh wow, we actually have somebody to care about now. Right. I did not. At least they finally found something for Excalibur to do. I'm not sure if he's quarantined or if it's just that he's probably you probably don't want him traveling to Florida just to do the tapings, or actually they did these ones in Georgia. A real show? Yeah, we're just chatting chatting while we're watching wrestling. What else are we supposed to do? Oh yeah, he was our lead announcer for a long time, brother. Hmm. Oh, I did not know that either. Maybe that was his wrestling weight. I don't think he wrestles anymore. He might be a little slow, but it'd be nice. All right, Omaha steaks, huh? I don't think I've ever had any Omaha steaks before. What's Bosley? Oh, that stuff. Okay. You don't want to comment on the commercials? You don't want to comment on the commercials? Okay. Why hear the same one that I'm watching in the background now? The do cowboy. Why would I do that? I don't drink Mountain Dew though. Oh, okay. Maybe I can get an AEW belt buckle that big. I guess so. Which movie? I'm sorry. I don't think I ever saw either of Super Troopers movie. I did. It's too bad. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's just another guy that just needs to grow into himself. Yep. No idea. What is North Cassidy good enough for you? Maybe him out there would have been too many people because you got the audience, and then you've got the referee, and you've got Penelope Ford, and then you've got Kip Sabian. and then you got Chucky T, and you got Orange Cassidy. So maybe adding Trent as well would just be too many people. Yeah. Yes, it opened up the show last week, right? I think it was two. I think it was last week. Yeah, it was a couple weeks because last week I think it opened up with a squash match. It was a squash match, and then it was that women's match. So yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. I guess I don't necessarily buy that. It could have been a pay per view main event. It could have been a pay per view match. But I mean, I kind of get annoyed when people say this could main event any card anywhere. You know. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess like Ian Riccaboni is kind of famous for that. Like this kind of match, he would probably say something like that. Like this could main event a card anywhere. You know. No, no, I didn't see Mauro Ronaldo. I said Ian Riccaboni. You were, yes. Yeah, and you know that's too bad because Chucky, for was a headliner in PWG for years. Hmm. Yeah, I would not be mad if they got actually if eventually like the commentating team though was him and Excalibur. Yeah, remember how great Chuck was in NJPW? Yeah, I mean I've seen PWG shows where he and Excalibur were the commentator team, so I know how good they are together. I guess because Chuck would like because even Chuck was world champion, he would still comment a lot of the show, and then he would go out there for the world title match. Yeah. Oh, not an apron spot. Ah, really? They are. I didn't know that. Was I supposed to know that? That Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian are aligned as a team. Okay. He's just being Chuck Taylor. Yeah, see, I just don't think Kip Sabian does anything special. I mean, I know you say he's talented, and he may be, but I mean, to me, he kind of falls in the same category that, um, um, well, no, I was going to say that I was trying to think of his name. Scorpio Sky does. I mean, yeah, he's very talented, very athletic, but he doesn't do anything special to me. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but you also have to have something unique to your wrestling as well, and I just don't think he does. No, but at least Randy had the natural charisma that could carry him for that time, and I don't think Saban even has that. So I think all Saban's got going for him is Penelope Ford. And Penelope Ford, unlike Kip Sabian, I can say for sure Penelope Ford had the best match on a card in the last year and a half. That was against Taya, right? Yeah, it was against Taya. Yeah. Okay. Do the moonsault, Chuck. A missed moonsault into a Michinoku driver. Oh, did he? Yeah, he also said Billy Gunn was 8 feet tall. Oh, did he? No, it should not be it. Obviously. That's great. Okay, let's see what Chuck E. T is going to do here. Stop going to the top rope, maybe, Chuck. I don't know. No idea, man. A slingshot snap suplex. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Not sure I want to again either. Now see, I'm hearing yours after mine now. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Eat defeat or soul food, however you want to call it. I guess. Is that not one of your 1,004 holds, Jericho? Kissing women. Yep. Oh, and a fisherman buster on the outside. Oh, I'd like Penelope to put a laser for me. All right. No. In many ways, he was triple teamed. Nice, Tony. Yeah, he's against Dustin Rhodes. Um, at least I know this guy is. Yep.
Jon Moxley versus Jake Hagar is what should have happened long ago. What should have happened with me, Santana, Ortiz, and yes, even Chris. What should have happened is what's going to happen to you, John. You're going to get your ass beat by the undefeated, unstoppable Jake Hagar.
I really don't think he is. I can't imagine Moxley's gonna lose the title in his first defense. And there's a Marvel movie that I didn't care for, Ant Man. Yeah, Paul Rudd's fine, I've always felt like the Ant Man movie should be about Hank Pym and not about Scott Lang. And I realize Hank Pym was in there, but I mean, Hank Pym is such a fascinating character in the Marvel universe. He deserves to have a trilogy about him, and instead he's the background player for Scott fucking Lang. No, no, he was Giant Man and retired before Lang even came on the scene. I've never played a Final Fantasy game before. Yeah, I mean, I watched uh my nieces and nephew their egg donor play it once, like for a couple minutes, and basically it's like really it's a turn-based PlayStation 3 game. What the hell? What the hell? So, yeah, me too. Yeah, I remember playing a Silent Hill game. Like I was like walking around a cave, and I think maybe I fought like one thing, and I kept walking through a cave. I'm like, um, what the hell? When I think I shut it off and it turned it back on. Yeah, yeah. Oh, here's Snowpiercer. So it's only the second time we've seen it tonight. Well, we're an hour in, right? Yeah. So we'll probably see it one more time before the show's over. Well, how much advertising does it get on TNT though? That's the thing. Is like, is it being advertised like, in newspapers and things? You know. Why did you watch The Longest Yard? Ah, okay. That guy right there. He's Bob Backlund's youngest son, maybe. Wasn't it like Clarissa Golden or something like that? Cassandra Golden. Yeah. Is he your brother? No, he's just in law. No, this is horrid right here that we have to watch fucking Sean Spears again. And he's not even doing the thing with his gimmick with the light going out and him doing the chair thing either. So I mean, he's supposed to be finding a fucking tag team partner. Tully isn't even there with him, and I'm supposed to believe he's a big deal, and he's not. So yeah, you can still turn the lights off with the fucking chair. They should put him on ice. They're pushing him as a single star after for the longest time he was looking for a tag team partner. It's just ridiculous. He, but you know what they could be doing with him is they could be doing the tag team thing with him, where maybe he's trying out Justin Law as a tag team partner against the Guns, or maybe he's trying out Pistol Pete as a tag team partner against Best Friends, or things like that. Pineapple Pete, whatever. Paste Pot Pete. I guess I did. Yeah, him too. Well, he's the same guy, isn't he? Pineapple Pete and Sugar D were the same guy. My point is they had a gimmick going for him. They could have kept going with. Yeah, and I'm trying not to hold things against them, but Sean Spears is on my TV every week, and that's really starting to hurt my eyes a lot. This is the third straight week that not only is Sean Spears on the TV, but he's on the TV in the second fucking hour of the show. No, he's in the semi-main this time, which is almost as bad. There can't be. not if they're doing it in the arena world title match. Right now it's 8:17. Ah, but they got a commercial in between. They've got commercial in between. Maybe they'll have a promo or something. So yeah, I still think that this is a semi-main. He doesn't even have his violet eyes going on anymore. Nothing that was interesting about Sean Spears is happening right now. Yeah. No, and it's really weird that they're still doing that. They're still doing the pay per view. I mean, I realize we're over a month away now, but what pay per view matches could they really be building towards with the limited roster that they have? Right. Yeah, they said this is up next. 35 or so after commercial, probably. Was there over 30? I thought there was like 10. Wow. Kurt Angle got released again? That's weird. Yeah, but you would have thought they would have kept him as a consultant or something. Heath Slater, Aiden English, Mike Chioda. Mike Chioda? The Colognes. I didn't know they were still there. Yeah, who cares about Kurt Hawkins? I didn't know the Colognes. Eric Rowan got released? Ha, your boy Mike Kanellis got released. No way, Jose. I still don't count 30 people in this list I have. Yeah, and you know it's just ridiculous to release people right now when they know that they can't get a job anywhere. Wow. Yeah, the only and now the ones that are released in the last week or so, the only ones that I would sign still are Rusev, Donna Perrazzo, Sarah Logan. I'm gonna add Eric Rowan to the list, and then uh the revival.
No, I'd go Revival EC3. I enjoyed Drake Maverick, and I don't know enough about Jon Moxley to say one way or the other. Sarah Logan is another
I, st- I really I still don't understand why you think EC3 and Drake Maverick would be a good fits for AEW. They're great. They're talents, but I don't see where they fit in AEW. I really don't. Sorry.
I think EC3, but when I originally first thought about it, um, I think Drake Maverick that would be but I like Sam Guevara.
In what way?
Well, you've got when you're looking at the smaller wrestlers,
Yeah.
who
Marco Stunt, Jungle Boy, um, uh, Darby Allen.
But see, Darby Allen doesn't. To me, Darby Allen doesn't fit that same arena or division of wrestling.
You said smaller wrestler.
Yeah, I know, and I guess smaller might not be right, but lesser. I don't want to give up wonderful, but I'm talking about like Wicked, in the ring.
You only have 2 hours a week to work with. You don't need to have that level many lower card wrestlers. We talked about this before. We already thought they had too big of a roster.
Undercard, yeah, for a while I think he'd be a good fit. But do I think they could add anyone? No. And even in wrestling proper, yeah. Um, Hager, what if that makes sense. Well, I think there's one guy
I think the revival is a guaranteed sign by AEW,
they have to be the former tag team champions that you pay to run SummerSlam.
and they've had an ongoing internet feud with the Young Bucks for 2 years,
Exactly.
3 years.
And I want to finally know what FTRR is.
Well, FTR stood for F the Revival.
Well, yeah, but what remember when they rebranded so they became
Oh, that's right.
and we never really got anything, what the hell that meant or didn't get it.
Yeah.
Get it? Get it?
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Wait a minute, Sarah Logan. What team was she with?
Yeah. No, not Mandy Rose. She was uh
She was part of the Riot Squad.
she's part of Riot Squad. Yeah.
So she hasn't really done much, right?
No, but she's still a very good wrestler. I wasn't saying that she and Donna Peraza would give them name value. I was saying that I think they help beef up the division as far as the talented wrestlers that they have.
Well, and for the same reason that you aren't going to have EC3, I don't think that adding more is great, but I think that they're pretty good. Definitely Rusev, Revival, Outcast.
No.
once skirted death beating Stafford, but maybe Hager may prove to be stronger than Stafford next from the leg here. You got to know both guys will be the first to get the takedown. And right there you see Moxley very quick and slick. That heel trip taking down the former amateur great from Oakland University. Gold record there for the most pins in the season with 30. That was the D1 level. Sooners. Moxley looking for a wrist
Yeah,
kick.
I think EC3 should have always stayed in NXT.
Which means something for your dominant hand
Right,
is
but I mean, once he was in WWE and signed there, they never should have moved him out of NXT.
this is where Hager's right. And Moxley for a little submission action. Maybe working toward a double wrist lock. And he gets it.
It's really weird that they you that they released EC3 but not Bobby Roode.
Hager pulls right out. And what a
Because I mean, they've already done what they're going to do with Bobby Roode. They've not done anything with EC3 since he's been on the main roster.
those clean shots of the 6'6", 255 or 60 pounder should not be endured. Hager thought about going for the single
Yeah,
leg, got blocked. Moxley can't just level straight. Moxley trying to control the
yeah, that's true.
angle. But there's no one contender. And I think the biggest challenge that Moxley has had in his career, because this match to Moxley is professional like this. I know that's crap. But that's how
How
Moxley
much older is Bobby Roode than EC3?
makes tangled up there. Moxley got in the ropes.
I thought they were both in their late
Left
30s.
side got a clean break, which I'm kind of surprised of. And maybe I shouldn't be. Shame with me.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
Both these guys are in great shape.
Okay, and EC3 is 37.
Training videos coming in this epic AEW heavyweight championship fight. Empty arena falls down anywhere, and those dudes found their mark. Those knee strikes are deadly. Length and strength,
But what sense does that make? Why would you want to get rid of the younger guy?
flesh on flesh. AEW
I guess.
in one night. Moxley and that mountain of
It's
fist.
funny we were talking about last night how WWE has too much of a roster and now they get rid of 13 people.
Raining down the skull. Massive number one contender for the AEW title. Moxley, there you see the double wrist lock. Nice takedown. Moxley gives up the wrist lock to go for looks like an STF. Both submission. And Moxley's working awful hard for a submission, for an advantage. He's gone back to
Well,
the
that's why I said that's why I tweeted that all those guys that got released. There's very few that I would sign if I was AEW.
higher trained. As I said earlier, from that wrestling capital of the country, Perry, Oklahoma. Been wrestling their amateurs for 90 years. Williamsport, the wrestling world. And that lower abdomen, the torso, has been a special target for Jake here in this matchup. And these are clean shots that the champion has got to either endure or be an ex-champion. And look at Mox.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really think that and it's I really do feel like Drake Maverick and EC3 are both a better fit in the NWA.
Very deep. Outside. Now this could be
Yeah, I suppose that they're under different management now than when you left, aren't they? Yeah. And give the younger talent somebody besides ECW talent to get a rub from. And Eric Young would fit right in that role too. Hmm. Probably back to NJPW. That's a good question, I suppose. Yeah. But the thing with Anderson and Gallows going to NJPW is it there's a story right there, right when they start off against Coyote. You know, no, but they could be part of NJPW, and it would actually give a real team for GOD to feud with. I mean, yeah, we've got the Golden Aces or whatever the hell they were going to call themselves. But I mean, really, an established team for GOD to feud with would be Anderson and Gallows. Right, but if he goes there, they're all friendly, and then they just turn on him right away. You know, Ring of Honor has a killer tag team division right now, dude. They've got and then what is Lethal and Octopus calling themselves? Yeah, something like that. Well, there's the North, there's the Rascals, there's the Daisy Hit Squad. Uh, no, I'm not. I can't hear the commentary blur because I got my headset on. The and then there's the Deaners, and then there's that wonderful team of Falaba and JTG, or not JTG, TJP. That's it. Crime Time. I have no idea. He did. And then the other team that ROH has is Dalton Castle and Joel Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. This is not much of a match so far, I have to say. I- yeah. And Tony Khan guaranteed this is going to be the greatest entry arena match of all time, and I just don't think it's living up to that. There's what The Rock against Mick Foley for that halftime show. Halftime Heat, wasn't it called? When The Rock pinned Mick Foley, or wasn't Mick Foley pinned The Rock? I can't remember, but by putting a forklift on top, by lowering the power from a forklift on top of the other guy. Oh, okay. Yeah, and it was The Rock against Mick Foley for the World Championship. It was when they traded it back and forth like three times uh, in yeah, exactly, '98 I think it was. No, not years of it for sure. What the hell is Venium? You got to look that up. What is Venium? Jake Hager's tights. He's got something called Venium on there. What is that? I know. I want you to look up what the sponsor was. Right there, what it says on his tights. Venium. Huh. Or maybe it's Venom. Maybe it's Venum for Venom. Weird.
Jon Moxley is suffering now, and it's very questionable that he's going to be able to leave this arena tonight as the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, based on what we're seeing right here now.
Maybe his wife runs it or something.
Shoulder got it, and the torso got it on the right side. That seems to be the problem area.
A month and a half? Really?
Face of a man who bank account could soar with a victory here tonight. Certainly, you're going to make his lovely wife happy.
Gotcha.
Face of this thing's been dangerously delivered.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think it's actually Venum instead of Venom.
Hager didn't go down. It barely registered.
Yeah, this is. I don't know. I'm not sure that we picked a great show for us to do this. Oh, Savannah, get down.
Nicely done by the champion. Both men lying in
Oh, Venom is like suplex. It's sporting clothing, sporting and MMA clothing. Just like you see Jeff Cobb wears those suplex things. Yeah, Okay, get down. Yeah, and I'm watching Jake Hager versus Jon Moxley. That was the most interesting thing I saw was he's wearing tights to save Venom on. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I've enjoyed talking to you for 2 hours about this stuff. It's just. I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to do it all. I just think that this is like a really. I mean, there's been like it's been this show has been like all squash matches and then character killing and then this boring match. The suplex. Yeah, yeah. No. Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go take a piss break. That's yeah. That was great. And then my onion rings from NW were great too. Yep. Right. Yeah. There just hasn't been a lot in this show to really sink my teeth into. Hmm. Yeah, I completely agree. And I mean, this match still has time to turn it around, I suppose. But at the same time, we're 15 minutes into it. You know. Yeah. Right. Oh, that was good. That was good. I liked that. Yeah. Right. And I don't feel like Jim Ross is a very good. I mean, like I said, I got my headphones on. They're kind of damping out the sound. I can barely hear what he's saying anyway. But I don't feel like Jim Ross has ever been good. Like I said, he's never been good as the sole announcer. You know. Right. Right. I mean, I'm happy that they're doing something with Ross. I mean, he's been sitting at home for like the last 3 weeks, not able to do his job and uh and things like that. And I both said as much as we he annoyed us at times. We kind of missed him on commentary. But now tonight, because he was, and I really did feel like he was getting better as the show progressed. You know, and, yeah. And actually, I preferred that there was a couple of weeks where it was Ross and Excalibur and Taz, and then Tony was kind of like Gene Okerlund out there. Yeah, the Bulbe bunch. No, um, we haven't got Matt Hardy out this week, have we? Nothing involving the Broken Universe this week. Right. No, they just said they were going to be here next week. Is all they said. No, Brody Lee is going to be. Here's your Shack boy again. My wife and I watched the Big show yesterday. We watched the first episode of it on Netflix, and you were like we were like 5 minutes in, and I said, okay, we can put something else on now. She's like, no, we're gonna watch at least the episode. And by the time the episode was over, I was laughing my ass off. So it was actually quite good. Oh, my favorite Big Show was when he was doing the imitating of all the other gimmicks. Yeah, yeah. No, they didn't. They could never decide what they wanted him to be actually. Yeah. Right, exactly. Right. Yeah, which is why it's so weird. So weird what they did with Rowan. I mean, Rowan could have easily been another destroyer for them. But when he got over, they would just drop the ball. They would just drop it. Rusev's another perfect example. Yeah. I would not say they're the same guy personality wise at all. I think Rusev's got a lot more personality than Bobby Lashley does. Um, well, Chelsea Green or Chelsea Baker's married to or they're engaged to Adam Cole. So no, but I'm saying you can't have couples in wrestling that aren't together. Dean Ambrose and Dean Ambrose became Jon Moxley in AEW, and Renee is still with WWE, isn't she? No, she does that Tuesday show. That what the hell do they call that? That WWE backstage or whatever it's called. Yeah, she's like the host of that. Because people couldn't take a woman being a color commentator on Raw, so they had to find another spot for her. And Jerry Lawler on Raw. If it was just like Beth and Nigel. Um, okay, yeah. No, I think it's a good shot to have when you have an empty arena going on. So now all of a sudden you got a problem with things that are black. No, aren't they? That's that's an excellent point. Yeah. Hey, look, John Moxley knows where the ring is. And I watched Jake kick out of the DDT to the chair. Oh, he did get the 3 count on him. Wow. Uh, oh, is it? Okay. No, and it's the first match that Moxley's had that isn't hasn't been at least good. You know. Right. Well, I mean, did you think Hager's going to win? Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if anybody in the inner circle wins the title as long as Jericho is the leader of the inner circle. Yeah. On the other hand, if they use Hager sparingly like they have been doing, maybe it doesn't matter that he loses this match. You know, I mean, if he has to go back and do more training for another MMA fight or something. Yeah. And other than that, he's just an enforcer. You know. Well, and remember, we still haven't seen him against Hangman Page either. Right. Yeah, that's true. And he was supposed to have that lumberjack match against Luchasaurus. That didn't work out because of COVID too. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't even think that I think a lot of it is that Jon Moxley draws so much energy from the crowd, and so him in an empty arena match maybe does not work well. Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely true. I'm not watching the Sack show, so okay. No, and you know, and this watch just gave us time to talk about other things that are happening in pro wrestling and who we would add to AEW from the WWE releases today. So it was well timed. So yeah, and I'm perfectly fine with that. You know, I mean, I wouldn't mind them adding those women I mentioned, but like you said, they barely use the women anyway. So you know, Yeah, I mean, but you can say the same thing for Joey Janela too. I mean, they didn't make him a manager, but I mean, he was one of their big first signings. He was a big part of their initial press conference, and they barely used him. No, but he hasn't really had the opportunity to either. Yeah. So they said that Brody Lee was wrestling next week. I think they really only announced the one match, didn't they? They said Brody and Kenny were wrestling, but I think the only match they actually announced was Sammy versus Darby. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought you were saying, honestly. Correct. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, I mean, tonight's show was not to my liking, but I'm not gonna. It's hard to be so hard on them when they, like you said, they're working with a limited roster anyway. You know. Hmm. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. It's for me. It's always gonna be drama's always gonna be better than comedy for me personally. You know. Yeah. That too. Yeah. Sammy's goofiness during his title match against Omega was just fine for me. But they've gone over the top with it the last few weeks. Exactly. Right. Anyway, where else can people listen to us at? I do have some news about that. I do actually have some news about that. Yep. Absolutely. And next week on Kingdom of Honor, we'll be talking about Indie Mania Day 2. I continue to remind you guys, if you do watch that, or even if you don't, try to support your indie wrestlers the best you can. You can buy a T-shirt. You can go to GoFundMe. You just go to Wrestle Talks page, and you can donate to these wrestlers and these organizations that have given us so much entertainment over the years, but can't earn the dollars right now that they need to support their families. Um, Tomorrow night is MCLP Radio Adventure, and on Friday is the return of WWF The Legacy Series, talking about WrestleMania 3, which I believe is Jeff's maybe when Jeff first got into WWF, right? And me too as well. So exactly. So that's all we've got. We'll try to do better next time. This is Shane saying long days, pleasant nights, and Jeff saying, oh,
G1 Climax 27. Goodbye and good night.